Hello, everyone. Welcome to February's edition of Motivation Mondays with Team Green, the first Monday of every month. Don't forget to join us. If you haven't checked out January's, please go back and take a look. And we're going to hop right into February. So happy Black History Month. You know, really, we need the whole year, but we celebrate this month, just all the acknowledgments, the traditions, the achievements of our people. Again, Black history is all year, but I wanted to take a time this month to just look back at our history and our roots. And one of the reasons why Team Green was even started was because of the upbringing that we had in our household with our mom and dad. So our special guests for this month are Coach Mom and Coach Dad. Welcome, 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 welcome.
Hello.
And so we're going to get some motivation from them because they motivated my brother and I and continue to motivate us. And again, we're one of the reasons why we started Team Green and wanted to give back to the community because that's all we saw them do was give. So just wanted to welcome them, and we're going to just start off with Coach Mom. I'm putting everybody on the spot today. We're going to start off with Coach Mom and just ask, what are some of the things that kept you motivated growing up? You know, times are different. You had to adjust with the times, but as you grew up, thinking back, what are some of the ways or some of the pieces of advice that people gave you that just kept you motivated?
So really, when you said giving back, I always think about my mom, Mary Jane Boyd. She's always had a quote that say, if I can help someone along the way, then my living wouldn't be in vain. And she did that throughout her life. I mean, she helped, and then helped some more. And I think she instilled that in me. Our first priority is service to others and being able to help one another and pull together and make it work. So that has helped me throughout my life. And I think I stress it throughout my life, even now through you and Bubbles. And yeah, if we could just help and serve along the way, our living won't be in vain.
Yes. Love.
And I call Coach Green. So
That's fine.
Hey, we're all family here. So,
yes.
All right, Coach Dad, just going to kick it off to you. And different question though. So what were some of the things that your parents instilled in you that you tried to instill in Coach Green and I?
Wow. I really had prepared my mind to respond to the question you asked Coach Mom, but now you flipped the script, so now I'm on the spot. But with that being said, parents really, my mom and dad always instilled love and family value. And my dad was very quiet. And so, he really you never heard anything from him until he was happy. And when I say happy, it was towards the weekend. And so, but my mom she was always there instilling love and family values. She always cooked breakfast every morning. And so I grew up and I was always told that breakfast was the main meal of the day. And so we always got some breakfast. The only breakfast I didn't like to eat was oatmeal because I never liked oatmeal. But that's basically, and actually, I still want to piggyback on some from Coach Mom's question because really there was a plaque that my mom and them had on the wall. And throughout my life, I would always see it. And it was a cast, like cast there that said, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And that just popped in my mind as you was asking Coach Mom the question. But yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I would say I learned just from what both of you all are saying, us growing up and you all instilling things in us, is not do others the way that they want to be treated, but treat others the way that you want to be treated. And I feel like that's why Coach Green and I give so much of ourselves in everything that we do. because we don't think about how other people want to be treated. We treat them the way that we would want them to treat us. So we appreciate you all for that. I'm going to kick it over to Coach Green, and I'm putting him on the spot too to ask a question either to Coach Mom or Coach Dad, just thinking about Black History Month, thinking about, all of the different generations aligning together in purpose. So I'm gonna kick it off to you, see if you want to throw any questions out.
So yeah, I got a question for each one of you guys, and I'll start with Coach Dad. What is the importance to you of like passing the torch, especially like in our culture, like as far as African American men, just in general, like how important to you is passing the torch when it comes to, like each generation?
Good question. I think it's very important. Because really our legacy lives on through our bloodline. And so, if you leave something or you pass something on, if you don't have anything to pass on, then there's nothing to leave. But if you pass the torch on, then you continue the heritage, so to speak, of your bloodline. And one of the things that is to me is very important is passing on the responsibility of leadership, as a male, you know, throughout life and on our journey in life. I can only speak for myself. You have ebbs and flows, you have
For sure.
you have mountain experience, top experience, and then you have valley. But you own your journey,
Yeah.
the ups and the downs, and you be responsible, and then you embrace and be accountable for your part along the journey. And I've tried to do my best to be as responsible as I could. But yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
important.
and I think that it's,
Go ahead.
yeah, I think it's the reason I ask is because I feel that, especially in how you said that granddad was like quiet, but even just how I felt with him, and he was two generations from me, it just still felt like he was, as a young kid, he was like, like passing on whatever, information, not whatever, like along to me before he would, transition. And I just think about it from a perspective of like not even being like father to son, or just men in the family, just passing the torch to the next generation of men, and even just women in the family passing the torch to the next generation of women, but just understanding how important it is to make sure the heritage is not forgotten, one, but also just the understanding of, each, it keeps the furthest generation connected to the most present generation. And I wondered that, because I think about that, moving forward in my life, how I want to be able to pass the torch to, the next generation of young men, i.e. being, my nephews, and potentially, kids that I may have, but just trying to see how to make that transition to the next level, like, because everything is changing. So I just wonder how important that was to you. But then, Mom, I have a question for you. I feel like being the matriarch of the family, it's important to understand what love is, not really just like say you love, or it's like you got to really understand it. But like, how important is it for you? How really I'm trying to ask, like, how are you able to combine discernment and love together? Like, how are you able to really love purely, but also know that, that what love feels like, it comes in different ways? How are you able to do that at a high level, really?
You know what, Bubba's, it's interesting you would ask that question, because I don't think you serve until you really know how to love, until you love, because love is part of the serving. I don't think, to serve, you got to know what love is. And a lot of people does not know that, because love is an action word. Serving is an action word. And sometimes love is not always the the icing on the cake or something like that is getting down in the dish. You know, the dirty stuff, the stuff that someone wouldn't want to do. To me, that's love. It's not boastful. You know, when you loving and serving, you don't have to talk about it. People see it, and they'll see it coming, you know, before you get there. Your reputation on how you treat people and how you serve people and how you do and how you love. You know, love is something, it's hard to even give a definition of love, really. You know, we try to give a definition. It's this, and the other. But I think love is doing what you love doing and enjoying it. My dad has my dad told me, even before he passed, if you're doing something that you don't enjoy, you probably don't need to be doing it. Because normally, if you love doing it, you just do it. You know, you just do it because you love doing it. That's how love operates. When you have pure love, you just do what needs to be done, and serving is part of that.
Yeah, and I just to add mom's thing, and I'll give it to Dad. I think one of the things that I'm so grateful for with our unit is that we don't allow other people to define what love is.
Love is, yeah.
We just love. Like they say, what comes from the heart reaches the heart. And I think that's so true, because your hearts are what feels that true love is not difficult. People may not
unconditional.
It's unconditional. We just love. The other day, Mom and I were on the phone, and I was like, you just gonna do what you're gonna do. And she was like, I'm glad y'all just let me do what I'm gonna do. And I'm like, do we have a choice? Like, it's just the unconditional love of it. So I think that's the part that, you know, the society tries to tell you what love is.
What love looks like. And they can't.
They can't. Yeah.
They can't.
And if I could just add that, you know, genuine love and authentic love. One of the things Jasmine always, and I love to hear it when she'll say, you know, genuine love is not forced, it's organic.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, one of the things that, you know, we try to instill in the both of you is the love of God, because that's where it all emanates. And so if absent the love of God in our lives, and I don't want to get religious, but absent that, then, you know, love is not there. You know, it's not genuine. You know, and so if you're feeling like you're having to force yourself or force, you know, something, then, you know, if it's not organic, you know, you have to let it flow.
You probably
if it's genuine, it's going to happen. It's going to happen naturally and organic. And I love when you say that, Jim, because it helps me to home in on myself, you know, and turn the spotlight on myself. Like, Harry, what are you doing? Are you really being real, or are you putting on a front? You know, right. And I, you know, try not to.
People don't even want to do what you're doing right there. So, yeah definitely, I agree.
Oh, thank you, Coach Green. You went deep with the questions.
He did, but it was a good question.
I mean, it's like directly to them. There's
yeah. Like, I mean, it's perfect. It's Love Month. It's, you know, Black History Month. So I think talking about love and talking about our history and how we're making history every day. So I just want to close it out with some your motivational blurb to, and then it's not just our generation, just really whoever is watching, because, you know, as we know, your life is not determined from the set. You can evolve, you can try new things, you can, if you're in a rut, you can get inspiration. So just Coach Mom and Coach Dad, I'll start with Coach Mom this time. Just want to ask you to give your quick motivational blurb. Someone's in February and they need a little bit of push to keep going, to keep moving. What would you tell them, or what would you tell yourself?
You know, I look at you, Bubbles, and Jazz, and I just love what you all are doing. It's your season. We have, Bubbles and I always have good conversation, and I'm learning so much from you guys, because, you know, the thing that I love most is, we talked about generation a couple of days ago, and how my dad generation and my mom's generation looked a certain way. They taught us, and that's what the word tells us, to pass it on, to teach each generation and let it go on. But in our conversation, a light bulb went off. My dad and my mom taught me, I taught you guys, although we were passing it on, it didn't always look the same, but it was the same foundation, the love, God, support, and family. And what I've learned from y'all, which is a light bulb came on, we've passed it on, Harry and I passed it on to you, the teach, but it don't look the same as what we did. And it's okay. It's okay. And I just love the way you guys, you're patient. And I'll tell anybody with anything, be patient, be patient. It's your journey. Walk your journey. It's your journey. Everybody's journey is the same. Tell your story. It's your story. It's your testimony. Tell it. It's good. All things work together for the good. It may not be good in what you think in your mind in some way. It's going to help someone along the way. And then the last thing is family. I would tell anybody, support your family, love your family, be there for your family. And you can do that in so many different ways. And I just tell, the Bubbles made an important point to the whole family. We had a family. Just do something. Don't be stagnant. Take a step towards something. Find out what your purpose is. And I'm going to tell y'all, just live life. Life is short. God is good, and we've been blessed. Just live life. Do what you love doing, even if it's not the standard, because we're not the standard. We're extraordinary, and just do it.
Exactly. Extraordinary. Okay.
Yeah, extraordinary.
All right, Coach Dan, we're going to let you go ahead and close us out with your motivational snippet for those who in February.
Well, I just have 3 words, and these words resonate with all of us, and you see it everywhere you go. It's live, love, and laugh. Life, as you said, Renee, is short. And we're getting caught up in all these worldly issues. And, the city of Memphis is in a crisis and at a crossroads even now. And it's not just Memphis, but across the world. I mean, it's indicative of the enemy trying to just steal our joy, but it's imperative on us as people, even as families, and people who know us know that even our family has been tried and we've been stretched, and and the family dynamic is not what we traditionally, as you said, Renee, our parents was one way, then we came along, and then one thing I can really appreciate about, Jasmine and Bubba is the level of patience, because, we don't have patience. And, as I've gotten older, my patience level is probably just 0 now. But, I think that along my journey, but I think that along my journey, I've learned patience. And so, one of the things I'll share this and I'm going to be done. But my mom, I would always have to take her to the doctor. And, my mama, she worked, but she didn't have like a job where she had to clock in. And so, when I would take her to the doctor, she would always complain about how long it took the doctor to see her. She's like, why did it take him? I like, well, Mama. And I would be at work and I'd have to take off. You gotta go. Like, it ain't like you gotta go back to work. She said, I know, but I just don't like waiting. I'm like, okay, so I know what, if anybody was in pain, we got it from my mama. But I would just encourage people to live, love, and then find some time and laugh.
Yes, that's so true. Coach Green, any last words from you?
No, man. It's plastered all over me, man. And then everything you're doing, man. Just find it within yourself. I just think that just like it's on your shirt, purpose, passion, progress, like it's all of that stuff. Man, we really walking in what we are and who we are. And I feel like that as long as you as an individual just continue to figure out who you are, like just constantly figure it out, man, you're gonna be all right. That's all we can do, because we only can control what we can't control. And like our parents have taught us so many different things that it's simple stuff, but man, it'll get you through a lifetime. And I just say that really, like Dad said, like live, love, and laugh, man, because we can control those things.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate everyone for spending this time with us. You know, it's Black History Month, but remember, every day you're making history. So just do a little bit
Tell
more.
your story.
Tell your story.
Every day is Black History.
Yes.
For sure, we create history every day.
Yes, every day.
Like you said
It's
last
in
time,
you, not on you. I like that.
enough. Yes, it's in you, not on you. You are enough. We love you. We appreciate you being part of the Team Green family. Last month we did some plugs of some places, but this month we're gonna plug you. So whatever you're about, whatever your brand is, whatever you're promoting, put it in the comments so that we can support you, so that we can have other people support you. And we'll just keep building each other up, because that's what it's about. We love you, and see you next month.
But I know that they shining this light. Can nothing go wrong when you living so right?